Hi everybody, I'm Alejandra, librarian with the Point Siena Branch Library with Osceola Library System, and welcome to our live program, Magical Gardening. If you had a chance to pick up the supplies for this project, you can go ahead and follow along with me. Otherwise, you can go to our website, osceolalibrary.org/summer-learning for a full list of all the supplies for our crafty live programs. Just so we know how many people are joining us today, go ahead and type into the chat box how many people are watching with you. So, like I said, we're going to be making a miniature fairy garden. I have some examples here. Okay, so the supplies you'll need for this project are a small terrarium. This one we picked up at the Dollar Tree, but you can go ahead and pick one up at most craft stores. You can opt for something bigger, smaller. I'm using a plastic one, but you can go ahead and opt for a glass one instead if you'd like. We're gonna need some pebbles or some small stones like these. You'll need some soil if you're using a real plant. You're gonna go ahead and need some succulents. I'm opting to use real ones, but you can go ahead and use fake ones. I saw some really cute fake ones at the Dollar Tree, or you can pick something up like this from a home improvement store like Lowe's or Home Depot. Next, you're gonna need some of your fairy ornaments. Quite a few. These were also picked up from the Dollar Tree. Go ahead and take a look at the packaging if you want to pick them up. Otherwise, you can pick these up at your craft stores as well for very little money. And then you're gonna need some twine if you have some hanging out. And a spoon will be very, very handy. So we can go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is add our layer of pebbles. Okay. If you are using real plants, this will help drain any excess water, because obviously the terrarium won't have a hole in it to drain out the water, so this will help kind of capture any extra water. Okay. Just a few spoonfuls should be good, like that. And then you can go ahead and add your soil. So obviously if you're using a fake plant, you won't need to use soil. You can just add more stones or other things. Okay. Go ahead and add a few spoonfuls. You need quite a bit of soil actually. Okay, looks good. Pat it down. And then I'll go ahead and add my succulents. So I am going to add 2 in here since they are quite small. Oop. But if you do have a larger succulent, I would recommend just adding 1. You don't want to overcrowd it in here. Oop, might need more soil. Okay, and then for anyone who's unfamiliar with succulents, you would need to water these at least once a week. Some people prefer less water, some prefer more water. But a good way to tell is if once the soil is starting to look quite dry is when you're going to want to water them. Okay. Go ahead and stand that one up. And it's a little hard to maneuver in these small terrariums, so if you had a big one, this would be a lot easier. Okay, so that's where we're at so far, so good. And I'm gonna go ahead and add another layer of pebbles on top of the soil. Again, if you are using real plants, this will help keep the soil nice and moist. It'll stop so much water from evaporating. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to completely cover it, just a little bit is fine. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. And then next, we're gonna go ahead and add our magical element, our fairy figurines. Go ahead and gnome. This is so cute, little welcome sign. Oops. You're gonna wanna press these in quite hard too, so they kind of stay standing. Maybe I'll just move that out of the way. Yeah, press that in. And add a little turtle. Okay, and then you can also opt to add things like crushed glass. You can add some glitter. You can even add some Oop, that does not want to stay up. You can add some moss too if you have moss at your tree at home. That would give it like a really interesting texture. You know what would have been handy? Some tweezers. That would have made this way easier. Okay, and then lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some twine. Cut off a piece, that way I can hang my creation. Keep in mind that succulents do need at least 3 hours of sunlight a day. So ideally you want to hang this by a window or just in an area that gets a lot of sun. And there we go. We have our finished fairy garden. And then these terrariums do have holes, so you can go ahead and water it through here, because obviously it'd be too difficult to do it this way. And we are all done. So now it's time for our Beanstack secret code. If you're unfamiliar with Beanstack, it's an online platform where you can earn badges and points for completing activities in our summer learning program. So you can do one of our trivias, one of our virtual escape rooms, or attending one of our light programs like this one. So for attending this program, our secret code word is fairy. Again, the word is fairy, F-A-I-R-Y. And as a reminder, we do have a new live program every week, all summer long. Our next program is going to be June 20th at 1 p.m. with Mitchell Osborne, where we'll be discussing dream interpretation. Thanks so much for joining us today. Make sure you check out osceolalibrary.org for more information about Beanstack, summer learning program, and all of our services. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.